just leaving Llangollen today. But on our way down to the last locks, we've seen smoke billowing out of this hedge, and it doesn't look right to me. It might be that someone's left some embers there. I don't think it's supposed to be on fire. I think the hedge has caught fire. We're going to have to do something about this. But there's only really one boat down there, nobody's on it, and us. I will have to get the mop bucket and chuck water on it, I think. There's a pile of embers that a boater has obviously left under the hedge this morning, and it's just been slowly smouldering away. I think we've got it. Oof. Well, we've left the hedge. The lady is in the boat up there. She's watching the end of the England football game. But they've got to go soon as well. So I've taken a 3 words, which I'll give to the volunteers down at the locks. Because I'm not totally sure that it's not going to keep smouldering. But we've done what we can. So, good lesson learnt there. Chaps, don't leave your embers under the hedge. Today we're slowly coming down the Middlewich arm of the Grand Union, and I thought it would be a bit of a backwater really, but the volley at Cholmondeley Lock said it's the busiest single lock in the country. I think it's because there's a lot of boat yards here, so there's lots of hire boats going up and down, although apparently it's a quiet year this year. Anyway, there's some nice mooring spots and little apple trees planted, and the apples are very early. And Henry is just pruning this one up because it's gone a bit straggly, so he thought he'd give it a little helping hand. They're tasty apples. We're coming down here very slowly because we've got 2.5 days to do it. We're picking a friend up in Sandback on Friday. So it's really nice. We only have to travel a couple of hours a day, literally at tick over 8, which makes a change. Well, that was all last week, and since then we've had a friend on board, so I haven't been filming much. We picked her up in Sandbach, and we've come up to Northwich slowly over a few days, which has been really nice. And today it's a bit rainy, it's pouring actually. We moored last night with that in the background. It was amazing last night, all lit up, looked very alien. So today we're going to go past that up to the Anderton boat lift and have a look at that, and then through a tunnel, and we're on our way up to Sale, where I'm going to pick another friend up on Friday who's coming to stay for a few days. So I'm really looking forward to that. Nice to have visitors on board. And we're going to go and see, Henry's really interested in looking at the Anderton boat lift. It's a shame we're not going to go on it because we're on the canal and it takes you down to the river, which we don't need to go on at this point. So we're going to skirt around Manchester and go on up to Skipton. So that's our plan for the next few days. So, yep, see how that goes. Here we are then, going through the processing plant. I'm not sure what it is they're processing, but this whole area has been used for salt extraction since Roman times, to the point where much of the land around here is suffering from subsidence. And Northwich, in fact, which is the town just over to my left, does look like it's being pulled down and built up again. There is a warning back there on the road for car drivers to be wary of steam vapour coming down onto the canal too. It probably is salt extraction. Wow, look at that lot in there. And it goes on and on. And then as we come towards the end of it, there is a bridge over the canal showing an old salt extraction works. That's a nice looking bridge. There's the chemistry table up there. And that must be the chemical makeup of the salt. This bit of canal that we're going along now, very straight bit, was actually only cut in 1958 because the old bit of canal collapsed, you guessed it, due to subsidence. And there is the boat lift. Nothing in it at the moment. If we hang around, we might see something. And there's a boat going up now. It's a trip boat, this one. You can book to go on it and go out for a little cruise on the river. It's completely watertight. I can't see any water leaking out from it, which is probably a good thing. It goes up incrementally, sort of a little jiggle rather than a smooth pull upwards. And I've just made it to the top in time to see the boat come out the other end. Started off this morning, but there's a tree down and somebody's had a go at pulling the end branches off, just enough to room to get through, although there is a boat moored on the other side, so we might see if we can get a couple more branches off to make it easier. It doesn't help that there's a boat moored immediately behind it, so you can't actually get around the tree without hitting the boat, so well, we've cleared a path through and made this boat a bit less vulnerable. The rest will have to be done by CRT. Our next job this morning is to get through the Saltersford Tunnel, which is crooked, so you have to go through on a timed passage, which we've just made. And there it is, we've made it in time. And out the other end. And as we wind our way down this lovely section of canal, I'll finish this video with a little sequence of how I cook up a puffball mushroom, which I found a large one off the other day. Oh, and I've just seen a kingfisher to the right. Wow, such a treat. But he's gone in a flash. So that's it for this week. Have a good week, everyone, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. Puffballs are great mushrooms if you find them, because they're huge, so you get a lot of meals out of them, and they can't be mixed up with any other mushroom. And as long as you get them like this, really creamy and white, they're totally edible. If they've started going yellow in the middle, then discard them. So the first thing you do is to cut some nice thick slices, and then cut the bottom off where they've been growing out of the earth, and peel the cuticle back and check that there's no holes with little earwigs or anything like that around them. They're pretty good for insects. You don't usually find too much inside of them. There are several ways to cook these mushrooms, but this I find is the easiest way, and you can almost use it like a piece of bread. I'm going to do it with a fried egg on top and a salad, but with a fried breakfast is fantastic. So you get 2 shallow bowls and break an egg into one of them, beat it up, and then you can just add a little bit of seasoning to that. In the other bowl, you're going to add some plain flour, just enough to coat the quantity of mushrooms that you've got. I always cook in a cast iron skillet because I've got an induction hob, so you have to use these. And I use this, which is ghee, which is basically butter with the whey removed, so it doesn't burn when you get it up to a hot temperature. Put quite a fair amount in because, like all mushrooms, it absorbs a lot of fat. If you've got bacon fat, by the way, that's really nice to cook it in. Then I'll coat it both sides with the beaten egg and then the flour. I'll pop it in the pan when the butter is sizzling away. I've shortened this sequence so it doesn't bore you to death, but basically it just takes a few minutes each side until it's golden and slightly crispy, and then pop it on a warm plate and pop whatever you're having on top of it, and that's it. Bon appetit.